Hey y'all, Instinct Survival's coming again with another 2-Tip Tuesday. This time we'll be talking about raw honey, or honey in general, and cayenne pepper. Hey, good news, bad news, right? Good news is, still doing 2-Tip Tuesdays. Came up with a whole nother list of stuff that I just didn't even think about, that I know and have learned from across the years. Plus, it's just one of those things, right? It's kind of fun to do. Want to make sure that I'm still giving you great content, and it seems to be that 2-Tip Tuesday is the bomb, so we'll continue with that. Please, if you have comments, put them down below. If you have tips that you want to share, or tips you want me to try out and then share with others, you get credit for them, not a problem, but put them down in the comments and let me know, because in that way what we can do is we can share this together. While the community is getting bigger and bigger, we want to make sure we're sharing this information and sharing the ideas, not just about all of my brain itself. Secondly, bad news, right? It's raining outside, so there is that. That's what's preventing me from going out there. I didn't get out in time to put up a shelter like I wanted to. Well, Bill, you should always have a shelter. Yeah, not one that's to the scale. So I have a nice one that allows me to get into it, but there's not a whole lot of filming going to happen with that. So let's talk about honey to start with. So we'll start with honey. And in doing so, one of the things I want to point out is if you can get raw, unfiltered honey, that's going to be your better bet. The reason being is because it doesn't go through the heating process and take all of the characteristics of the honey out. Now, that being said, not always available. By the way, typically the orange cap is the indicator. Not always available, but what you can have is packets, like what you would get from the Chick-fil-A. Yeah, if you don't like Chick-fil-A, I'm sorry, but they have 100% honey packets. And in those 100% honey packets, that's the key indicator, right? 100% honey, nothing else added to it. And the reason being is because you can take these, you can add them to, like the packets themselves, you can add them to a first aid kit. And in first aid, if you will, it allows you to put it on a cut. On a cut, it is antimicrobial, antibacterial, so it actually helps to heal the cut itself. Literally, the application is very simple. You put honey on the cut and you rub it. That's it. Kind of like the triple antibiotic ointments, if you will. And in this case, you're looking at something a little more natural. Plus, if you need to sweeten your tea, if you're hiking, needed a little bit of sugar, that's fine. You have these in your pack. The second part of that being is if you're looking at somebody that is diabetic, as an example, you can use sugar packets. This becomes better because you're not looking at a total spike. You're looking at a gradual increase because it's processing the honey, not just a spike of sugar into their system. Now, I'm going to read a couple of other areas in which honey actually helps. One is you can use it as a shampoo. I'm not using it as shampoo, don't really have enough hair for that, but maybe in a pinch I could do that. Again, we'll go to the ash bath and go from there. Relieve a sore throat. Now, I actually used this as a kid. When I went over to a buddy of mine's house, his mother would always come in with some honey on a little spoon and say, here, take this, because I was coughing at night. So it helps as a cough suppressant, if you will, or at least a reducer, helps the sore throat, and it helps coat the throat itself. So another part of that. Another one is it's prebiotic support, improves allergies, and that's one of the big ones that I use it for, is especially when you look at where we're located in Pollen Central in Georgia. The ability to take honey that is local and ingest it. Now that, along with bee pollen, what it helps you to do is reduce the allergic reaction you have with pollen in the flowers and to the other plants that are out there producing these pollens and things that might cause other issues. So that's one thing to think about. Let's look at another one. Antioxidant support. So just like you would with blueberries, everything else, you would actually take this as an antioxidant. So there's that. They say that increases plaque fighting, or increases plaque fighting antioxidants. There you go. Helps induce sleep. So there's a good one for me. I have a problem with sleeping a good amount of time, or at least sleeping through the night. I can get to sleep pretty quick. Problem is, it's sleeping through the night. And one thing that we do is we take melatonin. This honey added to warm milk increases melatonin in your body. So that's what I'm actually going to try after doing my research on this. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I think I'm going to give it a shot. Am I going to do it tonight? No, I got a big day tomorrow. I'm going to use my melatonin because this is natural mineral anyway, or just increases your natural reproduction of melatonin. So there's that. Let me give you two more for that. Helps to, ready? Helps you to lose weight. So those of you that are out there and and are svelte like me, use honey to lose weight. Act now and we'll throw, never mind. Anyway, the lose weight, substituting raw honey for white sugar is all it boils down to. That is what helps you lose weight. So when you look at baking, when you look at cooking, when you look at adding it to an item such as tea or things of that nature, adding honey actually helps to lose weight. And then the other one is eczema relief and reduce inflammation. It's the same with when you do it on a cut to reduce. The same thing happens if you put honey on your eczema, as an example, or if you have an inflamed area. If my knees are inflamed, my ankles are inflamed, you can rub that on your body in the campfire. Just watch out for bears because they love the honey. So that's kind of it for the honey side. Do some more research on it. I've got a list of things that I've picked up across the web, a couple of different articles from here and there. So do some research if it's, hey, I wonder if, but those are the properties of it so that you'll understand why to use that. Again, the packets, you can get them for free, kinda, at Chick-fil-A. Some of the other places, especially fried chicken places, they usually have 100% honey. If you look at KFC, you look at Popeyes, you look at Church's, they typically have honey packs. Again, the only caveat is to make sure it says 100% honey. If it doesn't say 100% honey, but it says grade A honey, you're still looking at 100%. So let's go to cayenne pepper and the benefits therein. Excuse me, just wanted to make sure I have those right. Cayenne pepper, if you remember the cook kit video that I did, I'll post a link down below. The cook kit video actually had me have cayenne pepper in there, and there's a couple of reasons for it. Number one, I do put the honey in there. I got a dog sitting on my foot. I put the honey in there, plus I also keep the cayenne pepper. And the reason being is because it helps in so many different ways. Number one, I had an incident several years ago that put me in the hospital. One of the things the doctor asked me is, what does your diet look like? And I explained, a lot of different spicy foods, and cayenne pepper was at the top of the list. He said, so you eat a lot of pepper? I went, oh, absolutely. It's a staple in my diet, so that's why I keep it. But what he said was, that saved your life, son. So that being said, that's the one reason I didn't have an actual stroke, but I actually had all the signs of one, was because of the peppers. Now, what is the benefits of this? Number one, you can take a teaspoon with warm water. You can mix it in with hot tea, if you will, and it will help reduce a cold. It will increase your blood circulation so that, again, you're not worrying about cholesterol. You're not worrying about all the other factors that could be leading to death, if you will. Comfy? Anyway, leading to death and things of that nature. So that's another one. Here's a good one for you. You can put it on a cut just like you can with honey, and it doesn't burn. I know it sounds weird. It gives a little bit of discomfort, I'll tell you that, but it doesn't burn. Now, here is the caveat to both the honey and the cayenne pepper. When you're applying it to cuts, scrapes, and things of that nature, your mileage may vary, meaning that your system may react differently. Overall, just because I can put cayenne pepper on a cut for me, doesn't mean that you can. Test it in a small area, you may have a reaction. At that point, we're dealing with something totally different, especially in a first aid situation. Another thing, blood pressure, we talked about that. Wounds, we talked about that. Colds, headaches, it'll help a headache. And yes, I have tried that. It will help a headache. There's a lot of reasons I use cayenne pepper. That being one of them, I don't do headaches. I have a very, very high pain threshold. I don't do headaches. So whatever it takes to get rid of a headache, that's what I do, which includes cayenne pepper. And in essence, all you're doing is increasing the flow of blood so that the headache can reduce itself. Same thing when you use aloe vera gel as an example to reduce a headache. Same type of thing. The biggest one in this, outside of the heart attack factors, you take the Bayer aspirin, you can take cayenne, same thing. I actually got a can of cayenne pepper capsules when I was a kid as a promo thing. It was cool, and yeah, you could tell that because of the amount of cayenne that was in there, and it's the capsaicin. I don't want to mix it up with Captan, which is the stuff that makes natural gas smell. But capsaicin is actually the one that is the increased in there, right? That's what makes it actually work. But the biggest one for me was snake bites and insect bites. Bill, you're telling me if I got bit by a rattlesnake, this will tend to that? No, That's not what I'm saying. Hear me out and hear me clearly. If you are dealing with a venomous snake, rattlesnake, copperhead, the list goes on, right? Well, not a huge list, especially here in Georgia. Go to the hospital, seek medical emergency immediately. Period. Full stop. Now, for other bites, this helps to draw any of the infection out, as well as with insect stings. It can help draw out the infection or draw out the poison, such as with like a mosquito bite. How do we do that, Bill? Do we just pour it? No. Let me explain how this works. Real simple. You put a pile of cayenne pepper in your hand, and I'm not talking about huge, I'm talking about a little pile, and you spit in it. All right. Add water to it, but you can spit in it. Mix it up real good, and then you apply it to the stinging area. So if we're looking at mosquitoes as an example, you can apply it to a mosquito bite. If you're looking at a bug bite, such as a tick bite, and it still itches, I'm already itching talking about it, then you can add it to that as well. That overall draws out. It's a drawing sensation. We talk about things like, natural remedies out there. It's a drawing sensation. So it pulls out the poisons and helps to reduce the inflammation and helps to reduce the overall itchiness. So that's the benefit. That's the reason for it. So guys, that's it. Very simple, quick, and easy. Honey and cayenne pepper. So add them to your kit. Now, again, I wouldn't add this bottle to my kit unless that was the main course of food, but I will add these. This one's sous vide clover honey, and then the other one I have was, yep, there you go, Flavor Fresh honey. I don't know where I got it from, but it's out of Diamond Crystal Brands out of Savannah, so it's also Georgia honey. And then this one, the cayenne pepper, is cheap, inexpensive as all get out. Organic is going to be better for you. It's also going to be better to do exactly what we're talking to. However, if you don't have organic, or if you don't want to pay for organic, this does work. You may have to double up on some of the different recipes, if you will. And keep in mind, do your research, do some testing at home prior to going out in the woods, especially when we talk about allergic reactions. Now, this cayenne pepper I actually purchased at the dollar store. So it's a big old bottle for $1. So go from there. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for all you do. Thanks for your likes, subscribes, comments. Do not forget to comment down below so we can continue with these tips. If you like them, great. Thumbs up. If you don't like them, thumbs down. But I asked for something in return. Put down below. What did you not like? I don't mind a thumbs down if you don't like it. Let me know why. All right? So thanks for all you do. And use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching. Dog, it's my foot.